Hey everyone, it's Hottesome. Got some glass animals playing in the background. I really want to go see them in concert because they're amazing. They should definitely play some glass animals on Teen Wolf. So anyway, this is my infamous WolfCap. I'm just catching up. It's been 2 weeks. Teen Wolf took a little mini break, which was awesome. You know, gave people a chance to chillax. But then of course for Labor Day they had to like get back into it. And boy did they get back into it. Triggers was the name of this episode. Kind of set up the fact that they need some major help because it's only so many of them against a lot of hunters. And spoiler alert, if you don't know this already, Jackson, aka Colton Hayes, and Charlie Carver, aka Ethan, will both be coming back next week on next week's episode, which will be really awesome. And then shortly after that, we're gonna get some more cameos and returns from some of our favorite veteran Teen Wolfers. So it should be pretty fun. On the preview for, you know, Ethan and Jackson's big return is up, and it's like blowing up on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook even. I'll try to share one of those cool posts on Hottesome Inc. on Facebook. Also, if you follow me on Twitter, I'll be tweeting some more fun stuff on Teen Wolf this week. And also on Instagram too. So yeah, Hottesome. That's my name on everything. Please wear it out, please. So anyway, a little bit about this week's episode. Let's do the whole, you know, Liam storyline. I mean, I guess I really like talking about Liam just because they keep setting out constantly to like do better, to be better than Scott was, but you know, you get to see a little bit of his back history and how he was traumatized and bullied while he was on the lacrosse team at his old school before he came to Beacon Hills. And of course his tormentor was none other than, you know, everyone's favorite bisexual werewolf who didn't make it a couple weeks back ago, him and his sister. And eventually they became, you know, cool or decent. You know, they were never really friends, but they were never really complete enemies. So, yeah, it was kind of crazy to see him in a flashback. This character who just, you know, got killed, basically, and being, like, the source of, you know, Liam's pain. And Dylan, the actor, I mean, I know when he first joined the Teen Wolf cast, he was fairly young, and that was, like, you know, 2-3 years ago. And he's an adult now, so, I mean, I'm sure he can relate on some level, like, you know, that whole high school experience. So I always think when an actor can channel, like, personal experiences, and I'm not saying that he was bullied, I'm saying, like, maybe, you know, he saw someone who was, or, you know, just, like, the angst that you go through as a teen. It's like, you know, anybody who was in high school, like, more than a couple years ago, they get it, they know. It's like, you do not miss that aspect of high school at all. And, I mean, Teen Wolf was essentially, you know, about being a teenager, and they're all very much still teens. Even the characters who just graduated are all 18, 19 on the show. You know, in real life, all these people are, like, well off into their 20s. You know, and that's how they cast these shows. But, I mean, you see Liam kind of team up with Theo, who is becoming more and more kind of relevant to helping them get by. They kind of try to throw the hunters off their scent by tricking them and going to this abandoned zoo, which I'm like, of course Beacon Hills has this abandoned zoo that hasn't been functioning for years. That, of course, Liam knows about somehow. Some character has to know about this hidden random place. Because, of course, Scott and Lydia and nobody who's veteran knows about this place. Of course, it's like one of the newer characters. But anyway, you know, Liam knows all the cracks and crevices of this place, so him and Theo are able to throw off the hunters and trick them. Yeah, they're able to throw them off while the rest of the gang kind of goes and does their thing. you know, and get into a lot of trouble because, of course, the hunters are expecting them to show up to their secret hideout place. It's not so secret. Um, and Scott and Malia almost die, but of course, you know, in almost dying, they have the first moment, the first real kiss, the first, you know, kind of major, like, oh yeah, this is a for sure thing. We're both feeling the same thing kind of moment. They've been dancing around it, toying around it, and I'm like, okay, enough is enough. Like, it has happened. So I was really happy about that. We also get to see Lydia step up again. Yes, I'm always team Lydia, always team Banshee. She saves the day. She saves Scott and Malia using her powers, making you realize just how strong she is. Maybe stronger than all of them or most of them. She's able to break down a solid steel door that, you know, Malia and Scott were too weak to like even move, let alone try to bust that door. Who knows what they could have done? But it makes you wonder just like what else, you know, that character is capable of. And Scott's dad is back and he's in on the big secret. And for those of you who don't know, Scott's dad, you know, and mom didn't really get along and he left and Scott kind of pushed him away because, you know, he just felt like his dad would never like get him kind of way. And his dad is like an FBI agent who also helps Scott Styles slash Dylan O'Brien, who's gonna be in that new really cool Assassins movie with Bruce Willis, helped him get into FBI school, which is why they were able to write that character off a little bit, because all of them are supposed to be doing the college thing. But it would be kind of boring to just kind of see Liam's storyline, because he'd just be kind of living a very similar life to the life that Scott lived when he was a beta. Only we know his like emotional baggage, so it'd be like a little different, but pretty much the same. Because he'd be checking not only his powers but his anger. And I always felt like Scott never had to really worry about checking his anger as much as Liam does. But I mean, that could just be me. But Matthew Del Negro plays Raphael McCall. And for those of you who know, Matthew Del Negro has been in a lot of stuff, including Scandal, the last few seasons. Yeah, like recurring part as Michael Cyrus's kind of husband slash whatever, and he kind of messed that up. And I'm a big fan of his. He's done a lot of cool TV stuff, and I'm just kind of like scanning through his IMDb because I'm always based on stuff like this. This is why we pull up IMDb, because IMDb is your friend when you want to remember things that are just like so massive. Yeah, so I was talking about Matthew, and he was also on United States of Terra, which is a great show. But yeah, Cliff Notes version of Triggers. Jeff Davis, that whole writing staff does a really good job of like kind of playing on words, playing on themes. I mean, the triggers obviously were the trap that the hunter set for, you know, all of them, so they would potentially die. And the big trigger at the end, when they find out that there are a lot more hunters after them than they could have ever imagined. That's a big twist. Lydia's premonition kind of like plays that up and builds on that till finally bullets start flying and you're left with a giant bloody pool on the floor of Scott's house, not knowing who it is. I mean, if anyone has any ideas or thoughts or suggestions on who it could be or should be, please comment below. I think it could possibly be Scott's mom, but I also don't know that they would want to do that because that would just break Scott. It'd make more sense if it was his dad. At the same time, that would be complicated. I just know it's like somebody major, somebody key, somebody important. But I know it's not going to be Scott, Malia, or Lydia, or at least I don't think it will be. Because Lydia foresaw so many other things that I don't think they would kill her off yet. he just connected with Malia, so that would just be devastating. I mean, it doesn't leave a lot of options, but it has to be someone that's gonna really make you care. Really go, hey, we need help. Like, shit's getting real. So it should be pretty good. As far as some Tuesday teas, I am doing the Tinder thing again. Trilling for dates. Had some success with Tinder this year. It was like really good. I tried it out like for real this year before I just kind of toyed around, played, flirted, never really accomplished anything. But I actually had 2 successful semi-dating experiences. I dated this guy for like 2 months. That went well, and then he had shit go down, and he had to just kind of take a break from life. And then I dated another guy who eventually ghosted me after like 4 dates. And I kind of expected it because like we were really compatible. We were just kind of like cute together. And yeah, but that's me spilling the tea. That's Teen Wolf. American Horror Story is on and back. I'm gonna try to get into that, even though I'm 1 season behind.